Hello, if you are new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Kimberly Kelly. I am a channel for the world of spirit. I channel messages from loved ones, from angels, from guides, from higher light beings who work together in a collective. I raise my vibration, I tune in, I bring through messages both on a personal level, if you're ever interested in working with me one-on-one, and on a level for the collective. So that's what this video is about today. It is a message for the month of May and the early part of June. I like to bring through messages for about a 6-week time period or range. And so I ask the guides to give us basically like energetic themes. So these are themes that will be running through the collective that has to do with what we'll be feeling and sensing and issues that may come up for us during the month of May and the early part of June. So let's just dive in. We have 4 themes for this month, and I will break them down individually, and I also pull a couple of tarot cards and an oracle card to help support the messages. But first, I like to start off by talking about a crystal for the month, because I know a lot of people out there are learning about crystal energy and how they can be supportive for us. So this one was a lovely specimen that I just recently purchased. It called Out to Me. This is a celestite, and it is the type of geode that just makes beautiful light blue crystals. You can kind of see they're very high vibrational. They resonate a lot of energy that helps us connect through our crown chakra. I like to work with them, my 3 top chakras, so my throat, my third eye, and my crown. It does help to support and receive messages from your higher self, from your guides, and especially the realm of the angels. So this is a great crystal to work with any time of the year, but I felt it really fitting for the month of May. So May feels a lot softer than April does. April was harsh for a lot of people. It felt long, it felt very stretchy. There was a lot of energy that was coming in for April, and it was like energetic waves that were kind of flinging us back and forth. So it felt like an energetic washer machine to me. And so Spirit wants us to know that May is going to be much more calm, much more soothing, and they're going to be bringing in a lot of energy for us to help us integrate a lot of things that we experienced during the month of April. So that is just magical and exactly what we needed to hear. So our first energetic theme for the month of May is softer energetic upgrades. So Spirit wants us to know that we are still going to be receiving energetic upgrades for the next 2 to 3 months especially, but it's going to come in much softer waves. And rather it being on a mass collective scale, which is really what we felt during the month of April. April did feel for a lot of people like a big energetic gateway or a portal. May is going to be more on an individual level. It's going to be softer, and it's going to be more harmonizing to get you in tune, to create a coherence between your heart, your mind, your body, and your spirit. So it's really about integrating the energies that we've had incoming over the last few months, but really bringing them down into our body, into our heart space. So I asked Spirit for some suggestions, and if you see me looking down, it's because when I'm channeling, I take a lot of notes. It's very much a back and forth conversation between myself and Spirit, and so I have to write things down because they give us a lot of information. So meditation and grounding, that is going to be key for pretty much everyone. And if it's not a practice for you yet, Spirit keeps really wanting us to push this, like meditation, 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 and grounding. This is the best thing you can do for yourself energetically, and it's the best thing that you can do to really feel connected and grounded to the world of spirit and your higher self. Now, meditation, it can feel overwhelming for some people, and it can feel like a lot. So Spirit always suggests that we start in small chunks and sort of break it down. But they also want us to understand it doesn't always mean that you have to be sitting quietly. May is also a month of growing and moving, and the energy of summer starts to pick up. And so we tend to be a lot more physically active. So a good suggestion is to do walking meditations, is to do something that's meditative that can also be an activity. For some people, that might be baking. For others, that might be working with plants and flowers and digging in the garden. Any type of physical activity that you can do that feels very heart-led and feels very much in line with physical body movement and just getting into that vibe and that flow while you're doing it, that is a meditative experience. And that's one of the reasons why it does feel so good when we do those things. So Spirit is asking us to really think about how can we bring a daily meditative state into our being to help us ground these energies and process everything that we've been going through. And it can happen in so many different ways. And if you're looking for inspiration for those types of things, just tune into your own intuition and ask your higher self what type of meditative experience would suit you best and be best for you, because it really is meant to be individual, and it's not something that we all have to do where we're sitting like a monk for 2.5 hours tuning into the higher realms. The other thing they wanted to bring in too was when I was asking them if this energy had anything to do with the Schumann resonance and the solar flares, because there is a lot of talk out there right now about that, and a lot of people are wondering. Some of what we experienced during the month of April was very much tied to the solar flare energy. And what they're saying is now is this softer energetic upgrades that we're going to be getting over the next 2 to 3 months are not things that can be measured by human technology. So there really isn't necessarily a correlation between what you might be seeing or reading regarding solar flares and Schumann resonance changes and what you might be feeling in your body. These energetic upgrades are coming from a much higher frequency because the earth during the month of April leveled up its base frequency. So you might be feeling that. You might be feeling a little bit buzzy, and that's another reason why they want us to really focus on meditation and grounding, is to help ground that new earth energy that has come in to help raise that base frequency. So I know that's a lot. So I asked Spirit, how do we feel this in our bodies? Like, how do we know when we're going through an energetic upgrade? And again, they brought back that buzzy feeling that you might be feeling. Ringing in the ears is very, very common. A sense or a feeling of a lot of thirst. So if you're really feeling like you need to drink a lot of water or increased fluid intake, that can be an indication. And again, certainly feeling really tired in the middle of the day, that it just kind of comes over you like a wave and you feel like you need to lay down for 20 minutes, that can be another good indication that you're receiving some type of an energetic upgrade. And dreams too. A lot of people experience more vivid dreams and just really heightened sensations in their dream world when they're going through physical changes and grounding in that meditation for that energy. So the purpose of this energy is to balance and soften everything that we had just been through in the month of April. And it's really helping us just embody the energetic experience and to live more in that higher level 5D Earth vibration. So 2 to 3 months of integration period of merging this energy into our daily lives and let it really balance and flow through you. That's really the big advice moving forward for this. So that was really the big theme for the month of May into early June. Another theme that came in, so number 2, is our awareness around new opportunities. You might be feeling and sensing like something has kind of shifted for you, where you feel like you need to make changes, you want to do new things, you want to, get the house painted or do a new garden or pick up a new hobby, or there's a new interest that's coming in for you, or even a new direction in relationships or careers. This again has a lot to do with a lot of this new energy that came in for us during the month of April. And it's been building over a period of time. So it started in January and it kind of built through the month of April, and now we're really integrating it. So you're going to start to see more awareness around new opportunities and new directions, and you might feel inspiration or heightened creativity, and just pay attention to that. Because Spirit said they're going to be sending us a lot of little signs and synchronicities to kind of show us what these new opportunities are and these new directions that have become available to us in this new frequency. So that just sounds amazing. For me, I don't know about you, but I am an artist also. So anytime where I can feel inspired and motivated to move on those things just is like lighting me up. So pay attention to things too that really speak to your heart space, because part of this new energy is really a connection between the mind, body, and the heart coherence. And that is really what this 5D new earth energy coming in is really all about, is going deeper within, listening to your heart space. When you feel a new opportunity coming forward, ask yourself, go within, does this feel right with me? How do I feel? Do I feel expanded when I think about this, or does it feel like a contraction? And so you can kind of use your body as an energetic pendulum by going within and just asking those simple questions. Is this right for me? How does it make me feel? Does it light me up? Do I feel excited about it? Do I feel motivated when I think about this new opportunity or new experience? And that can really let you know if that is meant for you. So lots of energetic expansion. Number 3 for the month of May and early June is around more abundance. And this is something that, again, has been kind of building from January on. This word keeps coming up, abundance, and the importance of really recognizing the areas of our life where we already have abundance, and then areas of our life where we would like to receive more. And so this is deeply connected to our inner ability to manifest and to co-create with the universe. So we have this opportunity in the month of May and June to really cultivate. So we're bringing to me a lot of awareness around, like an analogy with gardening. So how we're talking about in this time period of like cultivating new baby plants and growing and seeing the seeds of our labor and the fruit of our labor sort of expanding. It's not quite time to harvest those things yet, but we're still seeing them grow. We're still putting love and energy into those things that are really important to us. And so Spirit is saying, keep going with that. Keep focusing on what lights you up and what brings you joy, and how to put even more energetics and time and effort into those things that you really, really love, because the fruits of your labor are really going to pay off come late summer, early fall. So this is the time to cultivate. This is the time to bring abundance into the things that we really hold dear and value the most. So for some of us, it may be, a little bit of extra dollars in our wallet, and that is wonderful. But for others, it might be an expansion in a relationship. It might be a new direction or path in a career where you're finding just new abundant opportunities coming in for you. And they also wanted to highlight the abundance of being in the now and the peaceful moments that we experience. And again, this is part of our expanding into the 5D energy, is really learning how to sit in the moment and kind of pull the essence out of it and show our appreciation and our love for those quiet moments that we get where our awareness is open and we kind of see the universe for how it is, and really just drink up those really peaceful moments, whether it's sitting in your comfy chair with a cup of tea, or spending quiet time with a friend in a park, or being with your beloved pet, or whatever just lights you up in the moment, where you have that just awe experience of, wow, this is really what life is all about. I'm so lucky to have this in my life right now. That is, again, something they're calling us to pay attention to in the month of May and early June. But I think it's a great thing to focus on all the time. Okay, so in addition to really feeling and sensing into those areas of our life where we can bring in and cultivate more abundance, Spirit wants us to pay attention to where we can give gratitude. So it's really a give and take process. So look for opportunities where you can give gratitude to other people for what they bring into your life, giving gratitude to the universe for what it brings forth for you and these new opportunities and abundance that's going to be coming in, and just helping to really become more aware of how the energetics between gratitude and abundance really work in the ebb and flow. So that's always an important part to understand. So our fourth and final theme for the month of May is around community and partnerships. And you know what's really interesting is they've been talking a lot about personal sovereignty over the last 6 to 8 months. Like the theme of personal sovereignty has come up time and time again. They really want us to just really grow and learn how we are really the embodiment of divine energy, and how we can house that and really use that as co-creators in our own lives, and how we don't need to follow the crowd, or we don't always need to ask a deity or a higher being for a direction. Like we can tune into ourselves. So it's really interesting to me that there is this additional focus on community and partnership and collaboration, because again, what they're saying is, yes, it is about personal sovereignty, but it doesn't mean you have to do this alone. They really want us to understand that we get our strength as humans through our connectedness. That is just part of the nature of this experience. And when we feel connected to other human beings is when we feel strong and supported. So even in times where you feel like you want to hermit and you want to just pull back and take a break, especially when things feel overly dramatic or chaotic in the world around us, Spirit is saying, try to resist the urge to closing yourself off to others, because a lot of this 5D new energy coming in has to do with community and collaboration. So they're giving us a little bit of a homework assignment for May and June. They're saying find ways that you can delve into how to connect with other people in your life, whether it's through business and creating collaboration and partnerships in that type of a way in your career. Or it can be something really simple, some hobby that you enjoy, that you can make connections with other like-minded individuals who share those same interests and hobbies with you. So calling a friend to go to the park with on a regular basis, to do dog walking or hiking, or if it's fishing or any type of sport that you enjoy, or creative making things like pottery or jewelry. Find somebody that enjoys those things in a community that you can connect with and create partnerships with in collaboration. It's just really going to allow you to feel more expansive, more supported, and just overall just more connected in these energies that are coming in. So that's a little bit of a nudge from Spirit, and our homework assignment is to really just open ourselves up to opportunities to where we can just find connection with other people to help support us. So those were really the big themes for May into early June. But it was interesting when I pulled 2 tarot cards. I was originally intending on pulling 1, and they're like, no, we're going to give you 2 because there's a little bit more here. A couple more themes sort of came out for us too. So let's dive into those. So first card that came through for tarot in the month of May is the Wheel of Fortune card. And as you can see, it looks like a compass, and it's denoted by 4 different directions: north, south, east, and west, and then zodiac signs to support that. The Wheel of Fortune is all about the cycles of life. And they're really calling us to understand that this is a time that we really need to trust the process. So we go through these cycles and these changes of seasons and these ebbs and flows, and it kind of can look different for everybody individually, but then there's also the collective experience of cycles. So again, they're bringing it back to personal empowerment. Look for ways that you can really focus on what's growing for you in this cycle, and where you can feel most empowered in your life, and what can you let flourish, the directions that you're meant to go. Focus on the things that you really can control and let go of those things that you can't control. And so they're just saying, bring that focus inward of those areas of your life, like I said, that you can really grow and expand, and anything that feels like it's out of your control or just too much or outward drama, let it go. Don't put your focus there, because that is not going to help you at all. So really learning to trust the flow and know that when we're talking about those new opportunities and new things coming in for us, that whatever is meant for you will come in, and that is what's meant for you. So trusting that flow, trusting that process, trusting that cycle of your life that you're in right now. And they're giving us a little bit of nudge to just realize that with new beginnings, that can also mean that there's cycles ending too. So you might see relationships that are kind of coming to a close. Doesn't have to be anything dramatic. It can be a friendship that's falling away, or something that just feels like it's run its course, or maybe even somebody that you need to step back from to protect your own energy. So endings can be a part of those cycles of life. And I've also noticed in my own sphere, there are a lot of people that are even questioning like their life choices and the direction of their career, and they're feeling like a really big need to change the direction in the career and where they want to put their focus on a business opportunity in their life. And so allowing that closure to happen, and that will also bring in new and more and greater expansion in another area of your life. So it's all about change and allowing that change to happen through a natural process and flow state. So I know that's a lot, and it can be different for each and every one of us. So just look for those things in your life that feel like they are really changing. The new is coming in, things are ending in other areas, and how can you just acknowledge that and flow with that. The other tarot card that came in is the Seven of Pentacles. And this is definitely connected to both our ability to co-create, to manifest, and abundance, but it's a recognizing of all of the fruits of our labor. And as you see, this is a gentleman who's standing here. He's on some type of soil or ground. He's holding on to a tool that's sort of connected to that gardening theme again. And there's this bush, and it has 7 pentacles, and the pentacles can represent money, finances, abundance, sort of growing on this tree. So again, it's this connection to what are we cultivating? What have we been really putting our focus towards over these last few months? What have we really put a lot of time and dedication and effort into, that we're really coming and seeing what's growing for us? How far we've come so far, and really giving yourself that grace and that recognizing that you've put in a lot of time and work and dedication to whatever it is that your passion project is, or what you're trying to manifest, and just see how far you've come so far. See where those little buds are starting to expand and bloom. See where things are really, those new baby plants are starting to sprout. And just realize that it's not a time to harvest yet. We're not quite there, but we're getting there. And that's what the Seven of Pentacles is saying, is that something that you're tending to, something that you're nurturing and birthing, isn't fully formed yet, but to really just appreciate how far you've come, and that it's really a journey. It's about the journey. It's not about the destination. I mean, really, that's sort of an analogy for life in general, if you really think about it. It's really about the journey. So be patient. Keep your dedication going. Keep doing what you're doing. Spirit wants you to know that it's all going to flourish. You just have to let it grow at its own pace. Part of our human is to want things faster, is to want it now. And Spirit's saying you really got to just let it manifest in its own time and just keep on that road, keep on that direction, keep on with the nurturing and the consistency and being patient and dedicated, and it will all happen for you. It's going to expand. You just have to stay positive and focused on the process. So the last card that I have to share with you is our Oracle card pull for the month of May and early June. And I always ask the angels to give us a card that's for our highest and best. And I'm using the Chakra Reading Cards deck. And I love this deck because it brings in color, it brings in a chakra energy, but it also brings in a lovely message. So again, we're called into this idea of personal power and personal sovereignty. And this energy of May that's coming in does feel like a lot of light green growing energy, but the color also feels very bright and it feels very like movement oriented, and we're sitting in our personal power. This is our solar plexus chakra talking to us, and this all has to do with your personal power, your divine free will, your sovereignty, and your own empowerment of yourself. So it's about connecting to your own inner wisdom and letting that be your guide, and to really step into that energetic sovereignty and power and let that motivate you and push you forward, especially in times where you feel maybe a little bit disconnected or a little bit low vibration. That connecting with that solar plexus energy and that inner wisdom and that personal power and really calling that forth and letting that light up can really help you cultivate and co-create and manifest as we're moving forward. So it's a little nudge from Spirit to pay attention to that energy this month and maybe do some focused meditation on their solar plexus or Reiki or even a movement meditation to help you kind of light that fire in your belly and allow it to just flourish, right? Don't overthink too much, because again, our personal power is often connected to our intuition and our heart center and what we really, really want to call in. And there's a little nudge in this, and it has to do with handing our power over. So again, if there is somebody in your life who you always feel called to get their opinion on things, or you kind of relinquish a little bit of your personal power to, whether it's somebody in the workplace or even a collective group of people in the workplace, or somebody in your personal life who kind of likes to take the wheel and take the power and the control on certain situations. Spirit's saying just be mindful of that in areas of your life where you might be unintentionally giving your personal power away, calling it back to you in very loving and gentle ways, but in also ways that are very intentional. So that's a lot. I think there's a lot of message there, and that's definitely enough for us to think about and ponder for the month of May, moving forward into June. And if you really found that these messages resonated for you and you found them helpful in some way, please let me know, because that's really helpful for me to know that I'm also doing something that's valuable and helpful to other people. If you are interested in connecting with me more and would like to work with me individually, please head on over to my IG account, conversations_with_spirit_. That is where I have links to my business, and you can work with me individually, and also we can keep this connection and communication going. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I hope you have a blessed and joyous month. If you'd like to book a session with me or connect further, head on over to my Instagram account, Conversations with Spirit.